All right, today I'm going to be teaching you how to use Google Drawing in the classroom. So if you're unfamiliar with what Google Drawing is, it reminds me of the old publisher that was with Microsoft before schools went Google. The publisher used to be my best friend because I used to make documents exactly the way that I wanted them for my students. And so that's the same thing with Google Drawing. You make exactly what you want the way you want it. So the great thing about it is that teachers can use it, but also students can create things as well. So for teachers to create posters, visuals, worksheets, and so forth, students, especially those with that lack drawing and handwriting skills, are able to create really nice looking documents. They could create maps, diagrams, study guides, anything to help them master subject content. So today you are going to learn the features of Google Drawing, some basics and a little bit more, and also some ideas for how to implement Google Drawing in the classroom. So here are some teacher-created materials that I made. One is a kindergarten worksheet with parts of the body. It was as simple as adding a text box, adding an image, some lines, and some more text boxes. Came together really quickly. Over here is a story map that I would make for third grade and above, which was as simple as text boxes once again. Now, some ideas of student-created materials. Students might want to make a science study guide for vocabulary, like seen here for heat transfer. Also, they might show how math concepts work, like this example of multiplication. So now I'm going to show you some of the basics to get you started with creating your own Google Drawings. I will show you, first of all, how to start a new drawing, how to add text boxes, and how to add pictures. Those are the simplest things that you can do. But like you saw in my examples, you can really do a lot with just pictures and text boxes. So I'm going to open up my drive. I'm going to create a new. Now, typically when we see this, we only see docs, sheets, and slides. If I hover over the More tab, though, some more things will pop up. And so that's what I'm looking for is the Google Drawings. And so I'm going to create an All About Me document. This would be a good thing for students at the beginning of the year for like a get to know you thing. So I'm going to add a text box that has my name. Now, notice that there's this toolbar here. I typically go back and forth between the toolbar and these tabs. There's really no rhyme or reason. It's just kind of what I see at first, what I'm looking for. As you can see, there's a lot more in the tabs than there are actually on the toolbar. And so for this, I'm going to use the toolbar. I'm going to click text box, and then I will need to drag where I want my text box. So I want it here. I'm going to add my name. And now I could move this, all around wherever I want it, but I did want it here in the middle. And I like these red lines as they kind of guide you as to where you are within the document. And so now I'm going to add a picture of myself. And so once again, I could use the toolbar here where it says Insert Image, or I could also do the same thing with the tabs at the top. So this time I'll use the tabs. So when I want to upload an image, I have lots of different choices. I'm pretty sure that I have a picture of myself in Drive. So I'm going to click Drive. Let's hope I do. And scroll down. Yes, there I am. Click and insert. And obviously I'm way too big, so I'm going to shrink myself, move myself down to where my name was. And so like I said, if you were creating an All About Me with your students, or they could even do this with a storybook character where they list some characteristics or events that happened with the character. So I'm going to share, let's see, another text box to say that I love cooking. And I will find a picture. I love cooking. And so now I am going to find a picture of cooking. Now I know that I don't have a picture of myself cooking. So when I click image, I can search the web for a picture. What I really like about this feature is that when you're searching within Google Images, all of the pictures are already labeled for reuse, so students don't have to worry about photo permission for these. And so lots of different ones show up. I'm going to pick one that I like. Let's go back here. This one looks good. And insert. And now, once again, the picture shows up too big, so I'm going to resize it, and I'm going to move it over here under the I Love Cooking. So there you have how to create a new drawing, how to add text boxes, and how to add pictures. Next, we are going to go over a little bit beyond the basics, how to add shapes, charts, and diagrams. And I will also show you how to overlap items. I overlapped items, an example, would be here where I overlapped the word math with a shape there. So I'll show you how to do that. All right, so I'm going to create a new diagram. A new drawing, sorry. Okay, and let's say, actually, I want to show you a really cool feature in here. Some of the charts that they have are really neat. So I'm going to make a timeline, history timeline. And so when I go back, the insert menu has a lot more options. You could add some different graphs, like a pie graph or a line, bar graph. I'm going to choose diagram, though. When I click on diagram, it's going to give me a bunch of options over here on the right of different diagrams that I could choose. But like I said, I wanted to show you a timeline because I could see students using this a lot in social studies or also with in books that they read. And so lots of different templates for timelines depending on what kind of look that you want. So I like this one here. As soon as I click it, it inserts itself in the picture. Now up at the top of the toolbar, there is a zoom button because as you can see, the words are really small in here. So if I click on zoom, I can keep zooming in. I can also right click to zoom back out again. But now that I'm doing all this clicking, I actually want to change the words, obviously, to fit what I want the timeline for. So back at the top, there's the arrow tab. So the arrow tab will get you back where you can select inside the boxes. And so we're going to change the title, Civil War. Civil War. And then I can also change this, and I could write up a little blurb about the Civil War. I can also click over here to change the date. And so all of this is customizable, which is very nice. And let's see, I'm going to create a new document. Once again, got more Google Drawings. And so here we have shapes. Shapes are really cool. You can have as crazy or simple shapes as you want. I'm going to go with a simple shape. I'm going to do this, change the color. So up here you have different options for your shape. You can change the fill color, the border color, the thickness of the border, but I'm going to keep mine small, so on and so forth. So I'm going to make this yellow. And if I have a text box that says yellow is my favorite color, and I can move this text box to go inside my shape here. Now it's showing up on top, but sometimes if you go backwards, it doesn't. So what you can do is you can arrange the order of these. So if I send to back, it's going to send my words in the background where I can't see them anymore. So if you ever try to overlap things and that happens, you can just change the order. Now I'm going to bring it back to the front, and there you have it. So we have gone over all of the basics and the beyond basics. I really hope that you will try out Google Drawing in your classrooms to both have your students try it to create study guides. Like I said, we saw some timelines, things like that. Also for teacher created materials, they look nice, they're dynamic. Students will really enjoy working with Google Drawing. So thank you for your attention today, and I hope you give it a try.